So good morning, all of you. I'll start we will start this today's topic, that is the MIC. In that there are two topics, that is hybrid MIC and MIC. So we will first start with the hybrid MIC. Now in the hybrid MIC, there are some topics. So I'll start from the historical development. What is MIC? What is the relation of this with the microengineering? How it is related? So here it is more or less a theoretical concept. It is the more on the fabrication of the microwave devices, semiconductor devices, though they are in an integrated manner. That is what your ICs are there. So similar to that, what are the ICs available for the microwave application? As there is a frequency difference, so the ICs will work, the functioning, fabrication, everything is little bit different, but the concept is same. So here, the concept is a little bit similar to your VLSI. VLSI is the, or IC fabrication will be the background. Okay. So here, this is what. So roll number 3, you can read this statement. Sharnagar?
Yes, sir.
Yes, you read this.
Yes, sir.
Read this statement.
Historical development, the rapid expansion of microwave utilization principally derives from advances in two major areas, namely microwave semiconductors and the technology of microwave integrated circuits.
Okay. So what it means, that is what whatever the semiconductor devices just now we were discussing. So there are some semiconductor devices, maybe the diode, transistor, which are having the application in the microwave. So there are the semiconductor devices having application in general, but the mainly the specific microwave semiconductor devices. Okay, they are there. And the technology, that is the, as I just told, that is the integrated circuit. But this integrated circuit specially for the microwave engineering. So this is what the integrated circuit having application in the microwave. Okay, next. So next line. Sharnagar, just read it.
In the early years of microwave technology, the 1930s and 1940s, there were only a small number of microwave components, mainly tube transmitters and simple point contact diode mixer receivers in bulky coaxial and waveguide circuitry, plumbing technology.
Okay. So what is this plumbing technology? It is generally maybe called the word plumbing technology. Means the component are not a small component; they are a huge component. What are those? This is in the era of this is in era of what? 1930, 1940s. So in the era of 1930, 40s, what these microwave tube transmitters for generate the microwave signal, the microwave tube transmitters were used, and a simple point contact diode mixer receivers. So basic semiconductor devices were there, but the major part for the generation is the this, that is the tube transmission, and the waveguides were used, and these waveguides are there, that is the bulky, so it is maybe called as, it is called as the plumbing technology. Okay, so the next line. Yes, read the next line. Roll number 3 from B division.
Since the 1950s, a whole range of new semiconductor elements has been discovered and brought to maturity, such as Schottky, PIN, varactor, gun, and impact diodes, and bipolar and field effect transistors.
Okay. So later on, there is a development in the semiconductor area, and in the semiconductor area, that is around in 1950s, that is, you can say after the World War II, the Schottky diode, pin diode, varactor diode, gun diode, impact diode, bipolar and field effect transistor. This is all these topic are included in your syllabus. So these are the development. These are there. So this development happened in around 1950. Okay, this is what the background we are talking. Now, roll number 4 from A division. Roll number 6 from A division.
Yes, sir.
You read 2 slides. Okay.
Okay. The ability to produce these components requires very complex microwave circuitry, which has rapidly grown out of the early coaxial and waveguide technologies.
Okay. So what it means, the whatever the ability produced, whatever whatever the microwave circuitry that were complex and coaxial and waveguide. As I told just now, the coaxial cable were used and the waveguides were used. It has limitation in frequency also, as well as they were comparatively complex. Okay. Next.
New, more versatile waveguiding structures were needed to allow more sophisticated circuit design, which led to strip transmission line circuits.
Next.
These permit a complete circuit composed of many strip transmission lines, along with many other elements such as diodes and transistors, to be produced together in a planar technology on a single dielectric sheet known as substrate, which holds all the components.
Now here, whatever the technologies were there, and in that technology, whatever the available things are there, so that support that were the complex, and what is required, a new technology is required, where we can have a planar structure. Planar structure means PCB-like structure, and in the PCB-like structure, if we will put it, so we can have these things in a little bit compact manner. So that was the thing, and can be used as substrate as the IC technology was developed for the lower frequency. So there were a chance for developing the IC technology for the higher frequency. Next.
So microwave integrated circuits developed as the younger sibling of the already existing digital integrated circuits.
So as I told that the digital integrated circuits were developed initially, but the frequency utilization were comparatively low, and microwave frequencies are high frequency, but it makes a difference because if you will go for the high frequency, there are certain constraints. The parasitic component, the parasitic impact is there. So how we can go further? The reference was there. That is the at that time the existing digital integrated circuits were there. So with that reference, there was an initiation of the development of the microwave integrated circuit. Okay. Next.
The whole circuit can now be mass produced in a cost-effective manner by photolithography.
Okay. Now the terms, whatever the terms utilize here, that will be, you might have heard these terms in your microelectronics, or maybe in your VLSI related subject. So here, the mass production can be done by using the photolithography. What is that? That we'll discuss later on in detail. Okay. So this is done. Next.
In addition to the possibility of a more sophisticated design, these circuits have the advantages of greatly reduced size and weight, higher reliability due to fewer replaceable components, and higher mechanical stability against shock and vibration, For example, for use in aircraft or satellites.
Okay. So the advantage, what was the advantage by using such circuits? Because the circuits are made up of the semiconductor devices and they are with a planar structure. So the very first is size and weight is reduced. So reduction in the weight and size, it has a benefit in the application such as the aircraft and satellite, because aircraft has the requirement of protecting their aerodynamic properties. If you are putting it on the surface or inside, so weight matters for both the applications. So here, if we are having the reduction in the weight and uh, the uh, the the size, then reliability, as there were the so many connections and all these things. So if you will put all these things in a simple IC, so reliability increase, and as high mechanical stability against the shocks and vibration. If you will have the entire component of bulky, maybe very comparatively large size, so you cannot use it for such a application, that is aircraft and the satellite or similar type of application. So here the advantage is there. So this is what the major advantage. Next. Next one.
Sir, am I supposed to read this
Yes,
also?
yes, you complete this slide.
Okay. MIC technology began in the 1950s with circuits each on copper-plated plastic sheets, glass fiber reinforced Teflon, or polytetrafluoroethylene (PTFE) and polyolefin, with components mounted by soldering techniques.
Okay. So initially this is what the MIC is done. Next.
This was improved in the 1960s and 1970s in the first instance with thin film, but also with thick film technology and the associated great variety of methods for the assembly of the components.
Hmm.
These technologies mainly made use of alumina substrates at the beginning of the 1980s.
Okay. So now there's a fabrication or the assembly it start, but it doesn't start at a time that all the ICs were not available at a time. So there is a gradually it start. So it has what development is there in 1960s and 70s, 80s, what substrates are used. So gradually they are using and trying to fabricate or integrate some of the components. Okay. So next roll number 7. Roll number 8. A8. Roll number A8. Are you there?
Yes, sir. Am I audible?
Yes. Read it.
Okay. So the industrial production of monolithic MICs in which chip transmission line circuits and semiconductor elements are batched, processed on the same semiconductor substrate of silicon or gallium arsenide.
Okay. So here silicon or gallium arsenides were used. For the microwave, generally the germanium is not used. Silicon for the lower frequency and gallium arsenide generally it is preferred. So here monolithic MIC, okay, microwave integrated circuits. So monolithic MIC and the maybe having the fabrication of diode and transistor. Okay, so you can we will go for the introduction. So what I'll do, I'll just change the reading style. I'll take a roll number 1 to 10 from A division. Now I'll go for a B division, roll number 1 to 10 for B division. Next roll number can read. Roll number 1. Now this is not required. Next, roll number 1 from B division, Suraj, you can read the next slide. Okay. Now what is this? Here you will have the bifurcation. So it is uh, what type of substrate, that is the thin film and the thick film. These are two type of substrate. Generally these are the types in the HMIC. Now active substrate, that is what the silicon substrate. So this is what the passive substrate, on that the components can be mounted. Now this is what the active substrate. Here silicon and germanium can be used. Now this is not simply only for you can say for the microwave. It is in general how the development was there. So germanium generally used for the MESFET and the bipolar transistor. Silicon can be used for MOS. Again, the MOS is bifurcated: NMOS, PMOS, CMOS, and CMOS is again having the BiCMOS. So this technologies up to certain extent you have studied, and your digital circuits bipolars, you have studied this TTL, IIL, ECL, then linear IC. So this is what the general bifurcation of the existing technology, that is the digital technology was there. So what was the digital technology available at that time? Okay. Now Suraj, you can read this. B, roll number 1.
Yes, sir.
Ah.
Manufacturing techniques of ICs, semiconductors manufacturing process, oxidation, ion implantation, diffusion, etching, lithography, deposition, planarization.
Okay. Is any whatever any name is familiar to you, or you can tell something, one or two sentence on this? Anyone?
Sir, I have heard of oxidation and etching we have done in PCB building in SEM 2.
Okay, what is that?
Sir, oxidation is a process of fabrication of MOSFETs we have studied in microelectronics.
Yes. Okay. Anything else?
No, sir.
Okay. So these are the processes involved in the manufacturing. These are the manufacturing techniques. All these or some of these may be used in the manufacturing of the ICs. Okay. So these are the IC manufacturing techniques. What are those that we'll discuss? Now, how this is there? So how this IC can be manufactured? So this is what the simple diagram here it is explained. So whatever the circuit you have to manufacture, this is design here. So you need to have a design. So design is given here. Then after the design, what you have to do the computer program of that. There are some softwares in microelectronics or VLSI. You might have studied some computer programs or some simulation softwares where you can do. This is what your circuit, but you cannot do this circuit. This is the symbolic representation. And in the computer program or the whatever the GUI based softwares you are using, you have to do the various layers are there and their specific dimension, that accordingly you can do. There are some software they are compatible with the process. Okay. So this process, the electron beam generation and all this computerized process is done afterwards. Okay. Then this generation at the mask, whatever the mask are generated and they are using here. So this is given to the working plates. Okay. So this is what generally this is old technology. So this is simply for the understanding. So this way the mask can be generated or the E-beam can be generated. And here very first you can do the oxidization. So this is for the capacitive layer or the coupling. You can use this process. Okay. Then next is the diffusion. You can have a diffusion, and after that here whatever the crystal means, it is a batch process, means in a bulk this fabrication is done. So this is what the crystal, so this is called the crystal growth. Different crystals are there, and this is cutting in this position, and this crystal is given in a batch process. Continuously these crystals are coming from here, and this is what photolithography. So from surface, whatever this black surface, that will not get printed, and the remaining white surface that will get printed on this substrate, and that will expose to this. And then what photo in this photolithographic technique, this has been done, and after that this this material level testing, so it can be done. And then what we can have, that the wafer, whatever the wafer is developed, so this technique, that is for the thin film or the ion implantation, is also used. Now after that, what you have, uh, after that you can have the test piece, the link mark, whatever the marking is there, and then you can go for the next process, and sorting can be done, and the sortings differently it can be done, and individual die you will have, and then the what mounting and bounding of this IC can be done, and it is what your IC is ready, and final testing, and you can give it to the consumer. So this is generally for the single IC fabrication. This is what the general process, and comparatively the old process. So this things has been done. Okay. So the circuit element that are used in chip form. Next, roll number 1, you can read this. Suraj.
Yes, sir. The circuit elements that are used in chip form or are fabricated in microcontroller.
Okay. Hmm.
They are distributed transmission lines, microstrip, strip, etc.
Hmm.
Lumped elements are L and C.
Okay.
Solid state divides, FETs, BJTs, diodes, etc.
Okay. So what you understood by this? One or two sentence from your side.
Sir, lumped elements I know, and solid state devices.
This is related to the
Sir,
MIC. So for the
yes, sir.
fabrication, how it can be done. So this is what the distributed transmission line, that is the microstrip or strip line. In very first model, we have discussed this. That is what microstrip line or the strip line. This example, this detailed topic in detail we discussed. We have discussed the numerical. So this fabrication of this, it comes under the micro integrated circuit. Then what is can be done, the lumped element, that is resistor, inductor and capacitor, that can be also used on the planar structure. And then solid state devices, that may be the FET, BJT, diode, etc., that can be used. Okay, so this is what the classification of MIC. So MIC can be classified into this type. So what is that? This is microwave integrated circuit, is divided into this two part, that is hybrid MIC. Now we will focus on this part, hybrid MIC today, and next week we'll focus on this monolithic MIC. Now this hybrid MIC, again it is divided into two parts, that is thick film and thin film, HMIC, hybrid monolithic integrated hybrid microwave integrated circuit. Okay, so hybrid MIC, thick film MIC and thin film MIC, this bifurcation is there. This hybrid means what? It is not the completely integrated. I'll give the example, I'll show you the circuit, that how the hybrid MIC is there. And this MIC, that is monolithic MIC, it is the complete integration, that whatever the circuit is there, it is completely integrated in the whatever the circuit. So here roll number B2 can read this.
Introduction to microwave integrated circuits technology. Since about 1950, microwave integrated circuits have increasingly replaced conventional microwave circuits.
Next.
The latter were constructed in coaxial or waveguide technology, where circuits and other components such as filters, directional couplers, etc., were fabricated separately and then screwed together.
Okay. After 1950s, whatever your the microwave component, that is the filter, directional coupler, and the other, they are fabricated on the substrate, on the circuit level. And before that, the directional coupler and all these things, they were only used in the you can say the waveguides. Now it comes to the circuit level. Okay. Next.
However, with the microwave integrated circuits, in the same manner as integrated digital circuits, all components are connected to each other and manufactured by using the same technology in a planar form.
Okay, so this is what the MIC, they are manufactured in a planar structure using the whatever the technology just now we are discussed, using the similar technology. Okay, next.
Whereas the conductors in conventional microwave circuits are coaxial lines or waveguides, the microstrip line is used in microwave integrated circuits.
Okay, so microstrip line also instead of waveguide, so we can use it, and as the advantages we discussed, that we'll get. Okay, now this is what roll number 3. Please be ready for the next slide. So B3. So this is what the HMIC board, and here some switches are there. So this type of fabrication is there. So apart from that, this is more clear. Now this is what the HMIC cell phone. So this is not the recent cell phone, maybe the cell phone 10 years, 15 years back. So in this cell phone, there are various circuits. You can say the ICs are there, various ICs are there, and various components are there. But this various ICs are there, something. So this is what the example of the HMIC. As your operation of this cell phone is at high frequency, maybe 900 or 1800 megahertz. So you can consider this as the example for the HMIC. Here you can see the testing point, the duplexer, the power supply unit, and all this. So this is what the simple example that we have to understand. So this another is the MMIC, monolithic microwave integrated circuit. So this is what application for the radar. Okay, so this is integrated IC, that is the S-band radar. So here you can see this integration is there completely. This is one IC. This is what the structure of this IC. So this is one IC is there. So you can just distinguish what is this HMIC. The devices or the component are discrete, but although there is a integration, but it is the hybrid. Integrated part is there and tracks and all these things are there. But here you will have a complete IC. This is IC structure. So maybe the multiple, you can say the multiple components are fabricated all together. Next, roll number 3. Okay, so this is LNA, low noise amplifier, the complete circuit, the input and output. If you will give input, you will get the output, and this LNA complete functioning will be done by this IC. So this is what the structure of this IC. So again, this is fabricated in MMIC technology. Okay. So now this characteristics we will go for one by one. Yes, read.
A MIC is a planar construction in which all the circuit components are irrevocably attached together. They all are produced by the same technology on a single low-loss dielectric support, the substrate. The functional components of MICs from the viewpoint of the circuit developer.
Okay. So this is what related to the MIC. This is the viewpoint to the developer. This is develop, and this is what the general characteristics of this. Okay. So B4.
Electrical functional units, straight line strip lines, example, microstrip coplanar lines, strip line discontinuities, example, branches, bends, open and short circuits, concentrated reactive components, example, capacitors, inductors, circuit terminations, high frequency resistance, example, attenuators, resistors in bias supplies for semiconductors like diodes, transistors, special components, example circulators, dielectric resonators, strip line antennas, mechanical functional units, housing, high frequency connections, DC connections.
Okay. So now we are talking about the internal functionality of the integrated circuit, micro integrated circuit, and we have the point of view. Now, what is the point of view? That is the circuit point of view. Now, in the circuit point of view, we can have such type of circuits. This bifurcation can be there. That is the passive component or the microwave component or the microstrip transmission line, or so many that is mentioned here. So that is what the electrical functional unit. So these many units are possible, and mechanical functional unit. So in this the housing, that is what the packaging and all this, the DC supply to all the components. So this is required. Roll number B4. Sagar.
Structural component of MIC of thin film hybrid type, technological point of view, layered circuit, substrate, integrated elements. Integrated components are those components that are produced simultaneously with the conductor structure. Example, conductor structure, resistor structure, with or without alignment, laminate.
Laminated capacitor. Okay. So this is what the layered structure. Now in the substrate, we can have the integrated element. So in the substrate, what we can integrate? We can have the conductor line, we can have the resistor, we can have the capacitor. So this we can fabricate in the inside, we can do the integration. So this is what the integrated type. Okay. Next. Roll number 5, B5.
Yes, sir.
Read this.
Layered circuit, hybrid element. Hybrid element are manufactured separately and are added to the circuit after its production. For example, capacitor, trimmer capacitor and resistor, circulator, dielectric resonance, semi-flexible miniature coaxial line.
Now these elements may be the hybrid element. Integrated element we discussed, maybe the conductor line and all these things that can be integrated. Now we are talking about the hybrid elements. Now what are the hybrid elements? So separately you can have the capacitor. Diode transistor again can be have the separately you can do this. So if you will do this, that is called the hybrid element or the hybrid structure. Okay. So next roll number 5.
Connector section, example wires band, substrate opening, example holes for through contact notches.
Okay, so these are the some of the examples. That is the connection, that is wires and bands. So this is what we may see that why it is discussed here, because it is the part how it is fabricated, how it is done. So this way the bifurcation is done and it is discussed. Next roll number from the B division. Roll number 6, Vishal.
Plastic.
Okay.
Hello.
Yes, read. Yes, we shall read this.
Hello. Hello. Yeah, sir. Should I continue?
Yes.
Yes, sir. So layered circuit, connector section, example wireless bands, substrate openings, example holes through contact notches, plastic covering and protection, covers for sensitive hybrid elements.
Okay. So this is what the protection for the sensitive hybrid element, what the protection is there. You continue for the next slide. Packaging.
Okay, sir. Packaging, individual housing, hermetically sealed or not, high frequency connectors, substrate to substrate connectors, DC connectors, lead through capacitors.
These are the packaging type. Individual housing means for the individual element, if you will have to enclose. So this high frequency connectors. So we have to take a precaution for the high frequency connectors are there, because connectors are having losses and connectivity issue. So that precautions we have to take. And then DC connectors. So DC connectors are there, and high frequency connectors, the requirement are different, because for high frequency connectors there is a, you have to take care about the parasitic element, because if you will have a transmission line, it may have the inductor or the capacitor. Okay, so that parasitic impact is there, so that you have to take care. But in DC it is not that much complicated. So this difference is there, that's why it is hybrid, it is separated. Next, MIC type. Okay, these are the types.
MIC type.
Yes, continue.
So should I continue?
Yes, continue.
There is a wide range of MIC types according to circuit technology, substrate type, conductor type, manufacturing technology, degree of integration. Not all types can be combined with one another.
Okay, so what is this? Now we can have the MIC type. Now in broadly we have the two type, that is the hybrid and the monolithic. Okay, so but based on this requirement, that is the circuit technology, substrate type, and all these 5 points, there are bifurcation. Now how this is there, so that we'll discuss. Next, roll number from B division. Roll number 7, B7. B8.
Yes, sir.
Read this. So
Circuit
read 3, 4
technology.
slide next, because one on or two elements are only.
Circuit technology, lumped element MICs and distributed MICs, that is tripline MICs.
So based on the circuit element, you can have the lumped element MIC or the distributed MIC. So lumped element, you can say it is the hybrid single component or the multiple component are there. Distributed, you can have the strip line. So this is based on circuit. Then next is substrate type. Read this.
Substrate type, plastics, example PTFE, ceramic, ferrite, sapphire, semiconductor.
Now this is what the substrate type, what substrate you are using. So this many substrate can be used. Now this substrate has mainly the characteristics based on the frequency is the main requirement for what frequency which substrate can be used. Next, continue.
Conductor type, microstrip, triplet, suspended substrate, fin lines, that is millimeter waves, dielectric waveguide, millimeter waves, mixed circuits, and example microstrip, slot line, coplanar lines.
Okay, so conductor type, 3 conductor type we discussed. Microstrip line that we discussed. This triplet is what? Is nothing but triplet means the strip line. So whatever the strip line we have designed, if you will see the structure, there are 3 conductors. One is at the top, one is at the bottom, one is at the center. Okay, top and bottom are the ground conductor, and center is the main conductor. So this is called triplet that we discuss under the strip line. So this is nothing but a strip line. And the others, based on the millimeter wave, that is the high frequency application, we can have the different. Okay, continue.
Manufacturing technology. Simple photolithography in general for plastic substrate. Thin film technology. 3 types: only conductor, conductor plus R, conductor plus R plus C. Thick film technology, combined thin film and semiconductor growth technology, and semiconductor technology. That is monolithic MSCs.
Yes. So based on the only conductor, conductor plus resistance, you have to include in that. Conductor plus, this is what RC circuit, only R circuit, thin film technology or the thick film technology. So what is required? So it is based on the manufacturing technology. Next, roll number 9, B9. Drumil. Drumil is not there. B10, Sagar.
Yes, sir. A degree of integration, hybrid circuits, conductor integrated, conductor plus R integrated, conductor plus R plus C integrated, semiconductor or sapphire, monolithic MICs.
Okay. So integration, how, at what level of integration we are doing? Hybrid circuit and the monolithic MIC, as I told that bifurcate into 2 types. So here only conductor is integrated, all the conductors are kept together. Maybe sometimes conductor plus resistance is integrated, conductor plus resistance and capacitor are integrated in the whatever the integration system, that is the hybrid circuits is there. And monolithic MIC, here everything is integrated, no one is outside the IC. So everything is integrated. Okay. So this is what the degree of integration, what level of integration you are doing. So this is the same thing that is there, it is bifurcated. Okay. So now we will go for the HMIC, that is the hybrid microwave integrated circuit. Okay. So in the HMIC, what is there? Roll number 10.
Small or medium microwave systems up to several thousand units produced using thin film techniques, Al2O3 ceramic substrates, epsilon R is equal to 9.8, have a great size reduction but require a large investment in the manufacturing equipment. Metallized plastic substrate, that is glass reinforced PTFE, the epsilon value is 2.5 for comparatively lower cost by using photolithographic techniques.
Now we are going for the hybrid circuit, HMIC. Now for the HMIC, what is used? Al2O3, that is the ceramic is used. Its epsilon R is very high, or PTFE, that is glass or Teflon is also called. The epsilon R is low. So these are the 2 options for the hybrid technique. Next, B11. B11. Shruti. B14. I'll note down the roll number, those they are not responding. B14.
Hello.
Yes, read this.
Yes, sir. It is generally cheaper to fabricate conductors and resistors as integrated elements by using the thin film technique and to add the capacitors as hybrid elements.
Okay. So what is thin film technique here? The capacitors can be added as a additional hybrid element, or this is what the one of the technique for the hybrid. Okay. Next, continue.
The production of thin film capacitor is costly and complex and thus uneconomical for a small number of capacitors per circuit, that is less than 10.
Okay, so it is simple statement. The thin film capacitor is that is complex, and if the number of capacitor is less, so it is not advisable to fabricate because the cost effective is not there. Okay, next.
An advantage of thin film circuits is the high flexibility in realizing various circuit functions.
Okay, next.
A multitude of circuits for higher or lower powers, such as receiver, mixer, detectors, transistor amplifiers, diode oscillators, etc., can be rapidly developed and built.
Okay, so these are the application: mixer, detector, transmitter, amplifier, diode, oscillator. For that, this HMIC is recommended, and here you can use it. Okay. Next roll number from B division.
Monolithic MICs, that is MMICs. The circuit designer must also develop the semiconductor components simultaneously, that is, transistors, amplifiers. Semiconductor and conductor structures are fabricated in same production process as in digital integrated circuits. The type of semiconductor available are limited, and the development time and the investment in production are higher. The advantage of monolithic MICs is in the cheap mass production of standardized circuits.
Okay, so this is for the monolithic MIC. Now the monolithic MIC, you can have the complete fabrication, complete integration. Example, the transistor or the generally the semiconductor devices are completely fabricated, integrated. Next roll number from B division. B19. Kedar. B19. Okay, I'll go for the A division. A division, roll number 11 onwards, 10 onwards. Roll number 12. A12. Okay. A18.
Yes, sir.
Ah.
Monolithic MIC. With the great increase in the use of microwave circuits in communication, originating industrial measurement and consumer electronics, especially with increasing standardization in these areas, monolithic MICs appear to have a bright future. With photo etching machine alone, distributed microstrip hybrids can easily be fabricated on metallized plastic substrates, that is glass fiber reinforced PTFE with ER is equal to 2.5.
Okay, so PTFE is also used in MMIC. Okay, now this is the comparison of MIC with conventional circuit. Now this is what this topic will take next time. Now it is the time up, so I'll stop here. So Shastri sir, I'll stop.
Yes, sir.
So we will take a break, 10-minute break, and at 11:09 we will start.
Okay.
So we will stop here.